I mean, it would be really bad for us.
Yeah.
No one else in the world cares. It would have zero effect. Hell, that could be behind, is that what China and Russia are trying to do? It would sure destabilize this country, and people have no clue how that works. So, and I've had people say, well, you just can't look at all those things. Yeah, you have to take a look at all those things and the likelihood of all those things. I basically see the market in a stagnant area right now. We've seen the decline begin. I think things stay relatively December. So it's my favorite. Every month there's a bad sales month in real estate.
It's a bad time of the year.
There you go. Well, hell, if you listen to real estate agents, there's always a bad time of the year.
All right.
Summer's not good because they're on vacation. Fall's not good because we just went back to school. Spring's not good because of spring break.
Yeah.
Winter's not good.
I was just talking to somebody about this yesterday. There's always a spin on whatever's currently happening to accommodate the needs of their narrative.
Exactly right. So, granted, I mean, in my business, December, I usually wrap up a couple of deals and get ready and have a couple of deals ready to close in January because I do commercial.
Yeah.
And that's to say, it's no different, but it's slow. I mean, we're creative and we'll get some things done, but it's slower than it should be. And I think December is I think, a little slower than normal. I mean, talk to mortgage brokers. They're the ones that ask. They're not going to bullshit you.
You can see it on Facebook by their posts. You can watch the trend. Like, you can see them getting nervous. They're posting more. They're reaching more. They're doing more marketing.
Yeah.
When you see the marketing go up, especially when they're DIYing it, doing it on their own.
Oh, yeah.
That's when you know.
You know for sure. Hey, I need business. One of my close friends, a friend of ours, he's a mortgage broker. He'll tell you he's down to like 10% of what he was doing, especially this time last year.
Yeah.
Like it's happening and no one wants to admit it. First quarter, I would say the first quarter of 23, by the end of the first quarter of 23, I think you'll see, if you only see a 10% reduction in value, we'll be lucky. I think it's going to be closer to 15%.
Yeah.
I think by the end of the second quarter, third quarter of 23, I think you see 20 to 25%.
Wow.
I think it caps out either the end of the year or first quarter of 24. God, this getting old shit sucks. I think you see pricing, housing price, the median house price in our market, which is middle America, goes to about 30% less than it is today. And I hope that's all.
Right.
Because you could see that really, I mean, there's some people prognosticating that could be 50%.
Wow.
People think I'm extreme. When you got people out there talking about way worse situations than me.
Yeah. So where do you see us at 5 years from now? Is there any good news out there?
Well, I think, yes, there's lots of great news. For those of us who have prepared for this, and which we've been preparing for a few years, we've been waiting for this. I couldn't be more excited about the coming market. Because me and my clients have been preparing, they've got cash. Cash is going to be king. We've put together a blind pool syndication with cash in it to buy up all this stuff. Because I think a downturn in the economy is needed, and this kind of recession presents opportunities for those that are prepared.
Yeah.
And if you haven't gotten prepared, you better get that way quick. If you don't know what value to bring to the table as a real estate agent, you better figure it out fast. Because if you have been selling homes the last few years because the phone rang, yeah, you're dead. Yeah. You won't make it.
You got any advice for anybody out there, or are we going to just let them sink or swim?
I got lots of advice. But let me go back to the other question. We'll come back to that.
Sure.
In 5 years, I think you see things normal. I think 5 years from now, interest rates will probably be coming off. Interest rates will probably be between 7-8%. Things will be trucking along. we'll have normalized the economy by then. I think it normalizes a little quicker than that. I think it's more like a 3-year cycle. I hope, let me say this. I hope it's a quick recession.
Right.
I hope whatever administration is there still in 3 years continues to do the right thing. I hope this administration does the right thing and don't do what we did last time. Don't throw money at it to try to solve the problem. Let the Band-Aid rip off. Let the people who need to go out of business go out of business. I don't care if it's GM, Ford, or Delta.
Right.
None of these bailout bullshits. I didn't believe in that last time, and I don't believe in it now. And if they're going to bail them out, send me some money.
Yeah, they let those small businesses just fall apart like it's nothing, and that hurts them worse than any billionaires that own these giant corporations.
That's right.
And they're not even like using the money that they're giving them to put back into the economy.
It's crazy.
Whole other story there too.
Yeah, there's all kind. The political tangents on this are crazy, but I will say this: I hope they go for a short, painful recession versus a drawn out, soft recession.
You like your recessions hardcore.
We don't need a soft landing. We need things to get corrected. We need a correction in the market. So in 5 years from now, I think things will be fine. I think we'll be back to a relatively normal market where, you're not seeing these outrageous increases, this outrageous inflation in the housing costs. Like, it's insane. Should we have you should have appreciation in your house. You should not have 30% appreciation in a year.
Yeah.
And that happened 2 years in a row.
Right.
Like, we can't handle that. The market is not healthy when we're doing that. We need, on the investment side, we need, B properties. A B property needs to be selling. A B property in B location needs to be a 10 cap. Right now it's freaking 6, 7. It's changing because commercial mortgage rates are much higher than residential mortgage rates for the most part. So, we've seen it in commercial already. I had a deal early in the year. Commercial gets hit first and recovers last. So we've seen this happening. So we're 10 months into it as a commercial real estate, in the commercial real estate world. You're really just a month or two into it in the residential world for those that are in the residential stuff. I think, as long as policy is smart, 5 years things will be fine. In 3 years, I hope things are fine in 3 years.
Right.
I just hope I get 3 years of taking advantage of the market, like every other investor out there.
And it's just like history repeats itself, or do we ever learn and figure out how to keep a balance, or is this just we build up, we fall apart, we build up, we fall apart, and it keeps happening over and over again? Probably
keeps happening.
Yeah.
The reason I say that is because greed gets into play.
Right.
And they don't know how to, you can't control greed, so somebody out there will we'll lower rates to do this. We'll we'll figure out profits somewhere in a competitive market. The commercial real estate world in multifamily, I think is going to be the least hit value-wise, only because rental rates are not going to go down because demand for rentals is going to continue to go up.
Right.
And this is the first time ever that going into a recession where the housing demand and the rental demand is equal. Normally we would have a 10% vacancy in our rentals, and it's about 2%. I'm not sure where all these people are going to go. I'm hoping they slow roll the foreclosures for a period of about a year. And when I say slow roll, just let so many out to give investors a chance to buy them and get them fixed up and ready to rent out so that people have a place to go.
Right.
Because if they unload too quick on people, the homelessness will be a real problem. Because there's just not going to be anywhere for them to go.
Right. That's the huge fear in everybody's mind right there.
Oh, it's a bad deal. So,
empty houses and people on the street. Not good.
That's not good. That is something they have to fix. I was at the auction Tuesday, so that's 3 days ago, and there was a house they were particularly trying to buy that